Hello and welcome to My Security TV. My name's Chris Cubbage. We're at Security 2012 Expo in Sydney. I'm joined by Mr. Richard Vesely, the Manager for Trade and Investments for the Israeli Trade Commission, responsible for Homeland Security, Defence and Information Technology. Richard, thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
Richard, we're interested in the Israel Homeland Security International Conference in November this year.
Yep.
Maybe just take us through that particular conference and what the program looks like.
Yeah, so the conference starts on the 11th of November, running through to the 14th. It's focusing on Homeland Security for safe cities and also protection of infrastructure and main land mass. We've got a whole panel of experts coming from both within Israel and overseas, and it will be an exhibition much like this, as well as a conference that is more tailored towards discussion panels, etc.
And for a 3-day program, it's obviously going to be quite in-depth. What are some of the highlights?
There's actually a tour to the port of Ashdod, where there will be a full simulcast of a pretend attack going on, and all the security they use at Ashdod port as well, as well as the actual conference going on where there are speakers not only from Israel, as I mentioned, but also the US and other countries around the world.
The Israel Trade Commission is obviously an important commission for Israel, and it's good to have that engagement with Australia. What are some of your key roles?
One of the major things we do is help Israeli companies to enter the Australian market. Now, going back to the HLS side of things, Israel, through its position in the geopolitical scape, has quite an advanced and developed homeland security industry that it has, and a lot of the companies have started to look at Australia as a general distributor and portal for their activities.
And the Israel Trade Commission here in Australia, are you looking regionally as well in the greater Asia Pacific?
We always look towards Asia Pacific. Our office is in charge of also New Zealand, Papua New Guinea and the islands, but the Trade Commission has offices all throughout the Asia Pacific, China, Thailand, Singapore, and we all work together for major exhibitions such as HLS 2012 to get the best people coming from our local countries to Israel to make the conference as good as it can be.
Something that we're organising for next year in 2013 is an Australian delegation to Israel. That sharing and learning, Israel is obviously recognised as a leader in homeland security, particularly in the technology side.
Yeah.
What are some of the advantages of sharing and extending out the learning and looking at a place like Israel?
One of the best things about actually going to Israel is you can look at PowerPoint presentations, videos as much as you like, but until you actually go and see the technology being used in the field, you don't get a full appreciation of how it works. I know that I've been to Israel on many times with a few delegations, and I learn something every time. Although I've spoken to these companies, I know what they do, you don't actually understand how to put it into use until you go to see their facilities, speak to them face to face. So what you're organising, I think, would be a great opportunity for not only Australian businesses but also government to get involved in and see how Israel, as both a government and private enterprise, deal with the HLS and security issues that they face on a day-to-day basis.
Great. Richard, I was in Israel in 2008 as part of an Australia-Israel Chamber of Commerce delegation. As you've just pointed out, there's nothing like getting on the ground, and it was a complete transformation in terms of professional development. So thank you very much for the support that the Israel Trade Commission has given us in the past, and all the very best for the future.
Thank you.
Thanks, Richard. See you, mate.